So I guess my last question is, do you have any thoughts on the truth and reconciliation efforts in the city regarding the history of displacement due to redevelopment?
Well, I, I, I think that it is an important, it's important for all of us um, who, it's important for us as we understand, the city that we live in, to understand its history. And I think it's doubly important for people who work in a profession such as mine, where we have a lot of power and a lot of authority over what happens in the city, to understand the legacy and to understand what people who used to sit in our seats have done in the city. And it's important as we consider, uh, what's the right thing to do. Um, you really have to take into account voices of everybody, not just people who have power, but people who historically have not had power, who have not had a strong voice in the process, because those voices are incredibly important. And I do think that they were too often um, not listened to in the past, and there have been a lot of harms from these projects in terms of the displacement of people, the dissolution of communities. Um, as I talked about the process of redevelopment, it can seem like a very sort of legalistic process, and with a lot of steps and a lot of safeguards, but it's easy to forget that you're talking about human lives, you're talking about families, you're talking about people's livelihoods. Um, and in many cases, even though someone may have gotten fair market value, or may have been paid in full the cost of relocation, where they end up, the community they end up in, is not what they had and not what they wanted. So uh, I believe that our profession, the profession of planning, has advanced considerably over the years, and it's important that we take these things into account. And the Truth and Reconciliation report, I think, has been really important in shining a light uh, on the legacy of how government has behaved over the years, so that we can rethink of how we behave in the future.